Iraqi Dinar Today latest news, and this is the broadcast you have been waiting for. Tonight, the financial world is witnessing an extraordinary moment that could redefine the landscape of international currency, and we are bringing you the latest, confirmed details as they emerge from the deepest layers of the global banking system. This is not mere conjecture or the usual run of speculative chatter that the dinar community has grown accustomed to over the years. Instead, multiple high-level sources, individuals deeply embedded within major international financial institutions, and respected currency analysts are reporting a unified, unmistakable signal. The Iraqi dinar contract rates have officially gone live. This is the culmination of years of tireless work, a silent financial reform now transitioning into its ultimate public phase. The significance of this event cannot be overstated. It marks a pivotal transition point for the long-anticipated revaluation, or RV, and the system is showing definitive signs that the rollout is in motion, not in rehearsal. We urge you to stay with us to process this information calmly and methodically as we dissect the confirmed data and explore what this unprecedented development means for the days ahead. The initial reports began to surface this evening just before the 7:00 p.m. local time marker, indicating a dramatic shift within key U.S. and international banking platforms. These were not the routine, low-level data refreshes that banks schedule for their daily overnight maintenance. Instead, contacts across various systems noted flagged entries that specifically indicated rate adjustment processing for the Iraqi dinar. This type of technical system behavior is the definitive precursor that financial experts have been trained to monitor for, recognizing it as the institutional trigger for a significant, coordinated currency change. The fact that this synchronization is occurring now, in this precise evening window, adds immense weight to the narrative of a calculated, deliberate launch. It suggests a global consensus on the timing, strategically chosen to minimize disruption and allow major financial players to align their internal structures before public markets fully engage with the new reality. This is the moment when the long-held beliefs of the dinar community begin their journey into verified, quantifiable data points within the worldwide financial network. To grasp the full impact of this 7:00 p.m. Eastern Time phenomenon, one must understand the operational mechanics of the global financial matrix. This specific period, generally spanning from 7:00 p.m. to 11:00 p.m. Eastern Time, functions as a critical synchronization window for cross-border banking operations. This is when SWIFT networks refresh their global exchange rate tables, overnight rates are finalized, and institutions settle their cross-currency accounts in preparation for the next day's global trading cycle. For a major currency revaluation to be introduced quietly and efficiently, without causing immediate, volatile market reactions, this controlled, late-evening banking window is the logical and strategic choice. It provides the necessary temporal buffer for banks worldwide to absorb the new contract rates, recalibrate their automated trading systems, and prepare for the enormous logistical challenge of implementing a new currency value. The Central Bank of Iraq, alongside its international partners, appears to have leveraged this quiet period masterfully, moving the new contract rates into the system under the veil of standard interbank processing. The internal readiness within Iraq itself provides a compelling parallel to the external banking system signals we are witnessing tonight. The last few weeks have seen a steady, unmistakable series of preparatory moves by the Central Bank of Iraq and the Ministry of Finance. We have reported on the finalization of the budget recalibration process, an essential step in monetarily supporting a strengthened dinar valuation. Furthermore, there have been substantiated reports of the discrete distribution of lower denomination notes in select regions, serving as a critical operational test for the nationwide currency logistics. The calibration of ATM across the country to recognize and dispense both the existing and the new note categories, confirms that the physical infrastructure for the currency transition has been meticulously prepared. Each public statement from Baghdad's financial authorities over the past month has consistently reinforced the government's commitment to restoring the dinar's strength, credibility, and dominance within the domestic and international economy. All these domestic puzzle pieces now snap into place, aligning perfectly with the confirmed activation of live contract rates tonight. A central element of tonight's news is the concept of a contract rate, a term that requires clear explanation to avoid confusion. Simply put, a contract rate is a predetermined, negotiated exchange rate offered to specific groups or institutions who have pre-existing agreements related to the currency change. These groups often represent the highest tiers of the rollout structure, including governments, major international humanitarian organizations, and large institutional private groups with specific monetary accords. Crucially, these contract rates are universally understood to be higher than the eventual public exchange rate, the rate that will appear on public Forex platforms for the majority of individual holders. The visibility of these contract rates within the banking system signifies that the revaluation is no longer a theoretical goal, but a present, actionable fact for the privileged upper tiers. Historically, the presence of contract rates is the penultimate signal, confirming that the revaluation has moved into its final implementation stage just before the public rate is released globally. The unfolding process is governed by a well-established, tiered rollout structure designed for security and systemic order. Tier 1 consists of sovereign governments and central banking institutions, which are the first to adjust their books and reserves. Tier 2 follows, encompassing major international organizations and large-scale humanitarian programs, reflecting global commitment to Iraq's stability. Tier 3 includes the specific private groups that possess pre-approved non-disclosure agreements regarding their currency holdings. It is the subsequent tier, Tier 4, which is most relevant to private individuals, the dinar community, and is often subdivided into 4A larger organized groups and 4B the individual holders. The activation of contract rates, which pertain to the upper tiers 1 through 3, means that the banks are now preparing to transition to the notification phase for Tier 4 groups. This predictable sequence of events is a critical benchmark. Once the institutional rates are live, the clock starts ticking for the public rate. Zooming in on the domestic financial landscape, multiple Iraqi media outlets have dedicated airtime to segments on the finalization of the currency reform plan. The message emanating from Baghdad is one of strong, unified resolve. The goal is to fully re-establish the dinar as the nation's dominant, trusted, and globally recognized medium of exchange. The Financial Ministry's recent communications have explicitly referenced the completion of the reform structure and implementation phase, a phrase that currency experts widely interpret as the final transition toward official alignment with international exchange rates. These reports are being supported by highly significant actions, including internal Baghdad reports of local banks conducting cross-border settlement tests using the dinar for the very first time in decades. This is an immense sign of confidence, indicating not only Iraq's internal belief in its currency, but also a willingness from its global trade partners to utilize the revalued dinar in transactions. A primary driver behind this entire currency reform is Iraq's strategic push to reduce its systemic dependence on the U.S. dollar. The country's economy is undergoing a fundamental transformation aimed at increasing the use of the dinar for both domestic commerce and international trade, particularly in its lucrative oil sector. We are seeing major restructuring efforts underway to facilitate oil contracts with regional partners to be settled in dinar, and the gradual but deliberate phasing out of dollar-based transactions in local marketplaces. This transition has been closely coordinated between the Central Bank of Iraq and the U.S. Treasury, ensuring the system-wide shift is managed smoothly to prevent economic instability or market shock. Therefore, The news tonight of live contract rates is far more than a local financial event. It is a profound step in a massive global financial adjustment that redefines the economic sovereignty of a major oil-producing nation, a development watched closely by central banks worldwide. Tonight's confirmed developments also serve as definitive proof of a crucial element that many currency watchers have awaited: bank readiness in the West. Reports from highly reliable internal sources indicate that several major U.S. banking institutions, including Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America, have their internal systems on high alert. Within the proprietary rate screens used by traders and bank staff, new placeholders for the dinar and other related currencies like the Vietnamese dong are reportedly displaying data that is fluctuating in real time. Static placeholders merely hold a space. Fluctuating data indicates that the currency is now actively integrated into the international financial system and is receiving live feeds from the sources controlling the new contract rates. This is the clearest technical evidence that the transition from a hypothetical process to an active, operational launch is complete, with major Western banks fully prepared to execute the next stages of the rollout. The system is demonstrably ready. The immediate period following this contract rate activation, the next 24 to 48 hours, will be the most critical for external observers. If the newly activated contract rates remain stable and confirmed across global banking platforms, the next expected step is an official public confirmation statement. This could originate from Iraq's central bank, followed shortly thereafter by acknowledgments from major international financial bodies, effectively removing all remaining doubt. This official confirmation will then trigger the next crucial operational phase. Banks will begin issuing formal notifications to Tier 4 participants, starting the process of scheduling secure exchange appointments. This is a highly structured, phased process designed to ensure both security and order for the exchange of significant currency volumes. Once this private exchange phase stabilizes, the final and most awaited step will occur. The new revalued dinar rate will appear on public foreign exchange Forex feeds, confirming the full revaluation to the entire global community. For those individuals who hold the Iraqi dinar, this moment demands a specific, calm, and prepared course of action. The key directive is to remain calm and acutely alert. It is imperative to resist the urge to react emotionally to rumors or sudden, unverified claims that may flood social media channels. When the revaluation officially reaches the public exchange phase, the process will be handled by legitimate, regulated financial institutions, banks, and established exchange centers, through verified, secure channels. You will receive authenticated instructions directly from these sources, not through unsolicited calls, random text messages, or unverified online posts. Your focus should be on preparing your identification documents, securing your currency holdings, and being ready to act decisively only once official, confirmed appointment announcements are made. Vigilance against scams and false promises, which historically thrive in these high-emotion moments, is absolutely paramount to protecting your assets and realizing the value of your holdings. Looking beyond the immediate logistics, this turning point is a profound moment for strategic financial planning. Assuming the revaluation proceeds as the current system signals suggest, the decisions made by holders in the coming days and weeks will be the foundation of their future financial security. This is the time to develop a clear, detailed plan, considering a portion for immediate exchange to satisfy short-term needs and another portion for longer-term holding, potentially for future value appreciation as Iraq's economy strengthens. The temptation to spend or invest impulsively must be tempered by a strategic, patient mindset. Financial opportunities of this magnitude require thoughtful execution, not emotional reaction. Moving deliberately and wisely is far superior to making rushed decisions that may lead to regret. This moment represents a significant financial opportunity that must be managed with wisdom and foresight. Stepping back to analyze the larger global dynamics, the successful unfolding of Iraq's currency revaluation could initiate a ripple effect across other emerging market currencies. Nations like Vietnam and Zimbabwe, which have also been engaged in discussions about monetary reform and moving towards asset-backed systems, are undoubtedly watching Iraq's execution model with intense scrutiny. If Iraq successfully manages to restore its currency's value and establish its financial independence from foreign reserve dependency, it could become a powerful blueprint for how other developing economies reclaim their currency strength and sovereignty. For this reason, traders and analysts worldwide are viewing Iraq as a bellwether. The dinar's success would signal a much broader financial reset, impacting the global market structure and the perception of currency strength across the developing world. The deeply significant aspect of this development is its context within the past 2 decades of Iraq's history. This revaluation represents a monumental achievement forged through years of economic rebuilding, recovery from post-conflict instability, and a long battle against inflation and currency weakness. This is more than just an adjustment of numbers on a screen. It symbolizes a rebirth of national economic sovereignty, credibility, and pride. For the Iraqi people, this moment is the culmination of years of hardship, representing the restoration of their nation's financial dignity on the world stage. For the international dinar community, it is the profound realization of years of patience, commitment, and belief in the eventual success of Iraq's financial recovery and its reemergence as a powerful, autonomous player in the global economy. The reaction across the decentralized dinar community platforms tonight has been a predictable wave of overwhelming excitement and cautious optimism. Social media forums, private chat groups, and specialized channels are alive with real-time reports and expressions of belief, with phrases like "the rates are live" echoing across the digital landscape. Long-term holders are finally seeing the definitive technical signals they have patiently waited for. However, alongside the excitement, the more experienced and sober voices are urging restraint, repeatedly emphasizing that patience remains the non-negotiable key. Until official confirmations are posted on recognized government-controlled channels, such as the Central Bank of Iraq's official website or major international Forex feeds, a disciplined wait-and-see approach is essential to ensure a safe and successful outcome for all participants. From a purely operational and execution standpoint, the timing selected by Iraq for introducing these live rates is a masterclass in financial strategy. By triggering the system updates late in the evening, they afforded global banks a crucial window of several hours to fully synchronize, verify the data accuracy, and conduct internal stress tests before the morning markets in the U.S. and Europe open. This structured approach is designed to prevent sudden market volatility and speculative overreactions. Nothing about tonight's development appears random. Everything points to a highly coordinated, deliberate execution plan orchestrated between Iraq and its powerful global financial partners. This methodical precision significantly enhances the credibility of this event, making it far more likely to be a genuine launch than another false alarm that the community has endured in the past. As this critical story develops, financial analysts are also monitoring closely for signs of international acknowledgement that may precede any official public press release. It is a common practice in significant global currency events for coordinating nations to maintain a temporary silence until all systems have unequivocally confirmed stability and full functionality. This deliberate strategy allows Iraq and its partners to guarantee that when the public announcement is finally made, the rollout is seamless and executed without any risk of system errors, data rollbacks, or operational failures. Therefore, while the current silence from the most official channels may cause some frustration, it is, paradoxically, a strong positive indicator that the process is being managed with the highest degree of care and technical precision possible. The single most anticipated event that everyone is now focused on is the public Forex update. This moment, when the new revalued dinar rate appears clearly and consistently across major global currency trading platforms and financial apps, will constitute the worldwide official recognition of the revaluation. Historically, once a new currency value is displayed on Forex, the timeline for public exchange access can be as short as 24 hours. If this historical pattern holds true, the coming day or two could truly be historic for every dinar holder. Our team will be relentlessly monitoring the system for this specific moment, committing to bringing you real-time coverage and confirmed day to the instant those new rates go live on the public global screens. The final stage is now undeniably in motion. As we approach the end of this broadcast, the collective experience of years of rumors and false starts must be balanced against the data-backed evidence presented tonight. The alignment of the precise timing, the confirmed technical signals from banking insiders, and the synchronized actions of global institutions all point to a singular conclusion. The system is actively in transition. Whether you are a long-term holder who has been waiting for over a decade or a recent participant in the dinar community, tonight marks a verifiable turning point. We are witnessing what appears to be the final, irreversible stage of Iraq's currency revaluation, a reality that many had begun to doubt would ever materialize in their lifetime. Before we conclude, a final, essential mindset reminder for all of our viewers. If this event unfolds as the system's signals suggest, a powerful wave of emotion, from euphoria to anxiety, is inevitable. However, true long-term success in navigating this transition lies in maintaining a level head. Do not allow fear or greed to rush your decisions. Instead, let clear knowledge and prepared strategies be your only guide. The informed, calm, and well-prepared individuals are the ones who will maximize the benefits of this opportunity. This is your moment to transform years of patience and waiting into a solid, lasting financial foundation. But only if you handle it with deliberate wisdom. As the late-night hours tick on and the global synchronization window moves past its peak, the narrative is perfectly clear. The wheels of global finance are turning. The banking system is reporting live data feeds. The signals are profoundly strong. Every single indication suggests that the Iraqi government and its partners have finally flipped the switch on this monumental currency transition. The rise of the dinar is no longer an item of speculation. It is actively moving toward its final, operational reality. Take a deep breath, remain vigilant, and prepare for the historic days that lie immediately ahead. This is not just a financial update. It is the beginning of a brand new, defining era in the financial history of Iraq. This is the conclusion of tonight's breaking report. If you have followed this complex story from its inception, you deserve credit for your enduring patience and commitment. Your belief is now being validated by quantifiable banking data. Stay subscribed to Iraqi Dinar Today latest news because we are operating in a real-time environment. And our next update will be posted. The instant confirmed public exchange information arrives from the major international platforms. This story is unfolding right now, and you absolutely must not miss what happens next. Until then, remain alert, remain informed, and as always, keep the faith because tonight, for the first time in a very long time, it truly looks like the event is upon us. The sheer volume of cross-platform reporting and the consistency of the technical details being shared by bank-level insiders suggests a depth of coordination that surpasses any previous false starts or fleeting rumors. The deliberate, quiet activation of rates across disparate international banking centers, from North America to the European financial hubs, underscores a meticulously planned, multinational endeavor. This is the difference between a regional announcement and a global financial system integration. The world's largest financial institutions do not adjust their core systems for a test. They do it for a launch. This silent, synchronized rollout is the strongest possible evidence that the preparatory phase is over and the final implementation has begun in earnest, providing a high degree of confidence in the confirmed reports we have shared with you tonight. Finally, the long-term implications of this move for the stability of Iraq's economy and the future of its citizens cannot be overstated. A revalued dinar provides the Iraqi government with immense financial leverage, allowing it to manage its significant oil wealth more effectively, attract more stable foreign direct investment, and strengthen its capacity to deliver essential public services. The restoration of the currency's prestige also acts as a powerful deterrent against black market activities and currency manipulation, injecting a crucial element of transparency and trust back into the national economy. This is the realization of a national vision to move Iraq beyond reliance on a single commodity and to firmly establish a modern, diverse, and robust financial system. The contract rate activation is the first loud trumpet blast of that economic independence.